Peace to the gods and earth. This is EyeGodTV. I am your humble servant, born build universal. We're here once again, to keep that knowledge, keep it real, and bring that truth to the family. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things going on out there for those who haven't been here before. There's a lot of channels, a lot of things going on out there where it's a half truth, where it's a clout chase, where it's a just totally confuse you, where it's all that going on. We're not doing that here. Here is where we get to the truth, whether it's this story, and this story, we combine it, find that middle ground and bring that truth in, and I just want to say peace to the family, and I want to say today's a special day because yesterday, we laid down one of my closest brothers of part of the family, King Saga Allah, Lazarus Stubbs, peace to the God, may he rotate in peace, and we grew up together. We came through this together. We studied together every day for years and years and years. We build every day, and just working on this thing, just movement together. You know what I mean? It was very sad to see my brother go, but we all know how God's transition. You know what I mean? So peace to him and to the family. My condolences to the family, and peace to the God. We know he right here with us through all this, moving on and playing that next seed for us to keep it going forth, Well, today is March 12th, and 12. The 12 is the 1 and 2, and 1 plus 2 equals 3, which is understanding. And let's give you a little bit of knowledge on the understanding. For those who haven't been here, we're going through the degrees. When we break down today's mathematics, it's the date of the week, and it's the 12th, knowledge and wisdom. 1 plus 2 is 3, which is the understanding. And here we go. That which shows and proves the completion of knowledge and wisdom, man, woman, or child. Understanding is the clear comprehension. Clear comprehension, that means the whole facts, every question has been answered, and there's really no questions left to be asked, and that's when you have the understanding, and is the original child, which is the star. The highest form of understanding is love. Now think about that. The highest form of understanding is love. So think about that. If you love someone, if you truly love someone, you always will be able to talk it out. You always will be able to work it out. Even the strongest man, the gangsterest man. Because we're all from the neighborhood. We all from the hood and things, and with that love, you got love for somebody, man, you can work it out, man. And if you, really have just love for people, period, you want to talk about it first. You know what I mean? Talk about it first if you can. That's what we want to say, if you can. And another thing we like to do is we like to relate the mathematics, which is 3, which is understanding, relate that to one of the degrees in the 120 lessons. And the third degree we're going to go through today is from the student enrollment, which is what is the population of the original nation of the wilderness of North America and all over the planet Earth? And the answer is the population of the original nation of the wilderness of North America is 17 million. The original nation is 17 million at the time. With the 2 million Indians makes it 19 million. All over the planet Earth makes it 4,400,000,000. Now, what I want to point out is with the 2 million Indians makes it 19 million. Now, when they're saying that, they're giving you the answer to how many original nations are there on the planet. And the answer is of the original nation in the wilderness of North America is 17 million, meaning the original people that are of the original Black man and woman that were on this planet Earth, that are residing in the wilderness of North America was 17 million people. And then it says a side note, with the 2 million Indians makes it 19 million. So they're saying with the Indians makes it 19 million. So they're including the Indians. They're not discluding the Indians. They're saying they are part of the original nation. And if you look back, there's many pictures and drawings and things of the what we call a Native American, dark and just as Black as any African, just as brown as any African, just as yellow as any African, just as red as any African. My grandmother was a reddish color. My grandfather was a dark Black. Said he was a Native American. He went to his lineage, and also in Libya parts too. But the Native American is not just who we think he is. It is a family, and they're part of the same family, because a lot of us try, it's different families. They already have this bloodline, they have this, they have this, they have that. Think about something. If you want to say, okay, the original man was here, Africa, the original man was in Asia, the original man was in North America, South America, how can you even have that as a question in your mind if you want to think about the original time of the planet Earth? If we're talking about the original time and we go by the science that has been given to us, it originally was one continent. One continent. So if we have one continent, then there ain't no Africa, there is no Middle East, there is no North America. It's one piece of land. Maybe that's why they thought it was flat. Maybe at one point there was a point where you could go to the end of this patch, but that's a whole nother story. But what I want to say is, how can you try to take now, since things are divided, and relate that to how the mentality was then when things were united? It's a mentality, it was a landmass, everything. If we look at that unification, it wasn't just one race of people. It was mentally, spiritually, and physically, which means geologically, geographically. So if we're looking at the Pangea is what they call it. So if we're looking at that form and we have the original people of the planet, you can't necessarily say if it's give it a region, if those regions didn't exist at that time. Like a lot of y'all want to go in and, oh, well, how can you call it Jesus if it wasn't no Jesus, wasn't no J's? Or if how you know that he did this to him and killed him and shut this temple down? Well, if you're going to say it on that level of it, then you have to keep it real on the other level of it, man. And say, well, we can't really say Africa because wasn't no Africa. We can't really say no North America because wasn't no North America. What can't say Asiatic? Wasn't no Asia. That's all. I mean, that's my point, and we just want to just make that clear to everybody, man, and just know, like, if you're taking it back to original time when we first touched down, you can't break it up into these continents, man. You can't do that, man, and try to make it like, okay, right here. That's power, man. That's mind control, and it's power, man. You got to have that to be separate. See, that's the whole thing, that they separate. The separated mind and the individualistic mind. Like, we all going to be ourselves, and we all have our own way of doing things and how we rock. But we all know that it comes from the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. We're all experiencing the same thing. And you have to realize that, man. A lot of people want to just feel like it's their experience. They run the whole experience. They own the whole experience. You're just in the experience. And, yeah, man, when we ain't dealing with them on this channel, man, that's not how we roll, man. So, we're really just looking at understanding, man. A lot of people call it overstanding, understanding. They have there's 3 levels to it because it's 3, it's the number 3 anyway, So if we're looking at it at that sense of understanding, man, and it's really just about a lot of things people have going on, a lot of things people do, a lot of things people go through. We look at it and I never do that. I would handle it this way, or I'd never be that low. I never stoop that low. You never know what experience is going on, what's in people's mind, and how people calculate things. Everybody ain't comprehending everything the exact same. Ask these teachers out here. They teaching kids reading and all that. They ain't reading that the same. They ain't getting that back the same, but they don't put that out there to you, man, because it's to society, it's always hush. They keep all that secret, you know what I mean? They don't give you the real diagnoses, man. Then you find out later on your kid had all these, blocks, you know what I mean, that you could have remedied years ago, but you never did, but just the understanding, back on understanding, it's like, see what other people are going through, respect what other people are going through. If people are harming you, then you got to understand that that's what they're doing and you got to take action. But I'm talking about just being in people's business, especially how we do online, and just, commenting on people, hurting people's feelings and saying weird things to people, knowing damn well our shit ain't perfect. You might just argue with your girl. You might just broke up with your girl, broke up with your dude or whatnot. Then you seeing somebody, oh, she had thought, why she, but you kind of in your heart wish you could throw on something cute and get online and get some likes. You know what I mean? And get your feeling a little bit better, So kind of, we know we leave the clowns out, you know what I mean, and all the trollers and all them. We ain't talking about them. We talking about real genuine people just posting and trying to do things to motivate and keep everybody going, man. Let's show them love, have some understanding. And the people you run into every day, man, you never know what's going on. We know the bums and the ones we see in the hood every day that they ain't never gonna have shit. But certain people, man, they kind of just need real advice, real ear, maybe just to get it off their chest real quick, man, or just some real understanding, man. It's like, nah, I feel you, man. I know exactly what you're saying, man. And even if you don't, man, just understand that you ain't gonna understand it. You shouldn't. Sometimes you ain't gonna understand it because It ain't your experience, you know? That's another elevation. That's another thing how we talk about with heaven. And you know, that's another video, but how like people say even in heaven, you know what I mean? If we all sitting in church and we all in the temple, or we all somewhere listening to the pastor, or we listening to the priest, or who we listening to, when we closing our eyes, we ain't all seeing that same vision of heaven. We might see different things that might, you know, remnants, you know what I mean? But when we looking at it, we want to see the people we love, the ones we care about, you know what I mean? That ones, we looking for when we go there, man. Grandparents and just things like that, man. You know, and it's love to everybody else too, and just feeling that feeling of love. But you might be just trying to hoping that it's a certain people that are around there when you get there, you know? And you got to understand that everybody ain't gonna have the same aspect of looking at things. They never gonna have the same opinion, you know, and that's why we're gonna try to find the middle ground. See, a lot of things that happen on these channels, they don't want the opinions just and they never get to what we can never get to that middle ground and see what's truth in everything. You say it's truth in everything, but you don't want to, you know, keep it concentrated enough, keep it calm enough to find it out. So on here, we're gonna do that. We're gonna find it out. We're gonna let everybody ride. We're gonna answer questions and ask and answer back and forth. And we're gonna find the middle ground for it, man. We keep everybody together, have a good time, and enjoy ourselves, learn, you know. And I'm here for you, man. Ask the questions, you know, feel free. I will have my social medias put up there. You can DM me, none crazy stuff. We're not on that though, but you know, because I'm a father too, trust me. So anyway, you know, and you can ask things of people you might want me to talk to or bring on, or ask some questions or topics or certain things that we want to know, man, so we can unlock these mysteries, you know, crack these seals, you know what I mean? And get down here and do it how we're supposed to do. We had the 2020 vision. Now this is after the vision. Now after the vision, now we moving, you know what I mean? We saw what was going down. Now we moving on that, you know? So once again, this is your humble host, you know, Born Build Universal, man. And I'm a veteran in the game, you know, respected where I'm from, you know, and that is not even in the, you know, derogatory sense, you know, a respectable, genuine man that shows love to the men that deserve it, you know, and I'm here to do the same thing for you too. And we're gonna ride this, and when we're gonna unlock the mid, we're gonna dig deep. We're gonna get down to the core. We're going down to the core, you know. So once again, it's EyeGodTV, you know, Mind's Eye Unlimited. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Shout out to the family, shout out to the Galactical family. Peace to the gods and earth, man's, woman, and child, God and goddesses. EyeGodTV. Peace.